More in particular, she's going to talk about the healing power of donkeys. In her talk, Sandy will explain how sensitive donkeys are and how donkeys can help to heal people, especially when people are a lot in their heads and not connected anymore to their bodies. Sandy works as a psychologist in the youth center and for Omarmoed, and she also works as a donkey coach. So I give the word to you, Sandy.
Yeah, thank you, Fleur. I'm going to share something with everybody. So, can you see it, Fleur?
Yeah, very clear.
Okay, good. Hi, everybody. 4 years ago, I lost my dog. Her name was Luna. And that day I went, like I usually do, to take care of my three own donkeys. Here you see a picture of them. And what I experienced then, I still remember like it was yesterday. I walked into the fields to my donkeys, and they came to me. Normally they are braying, but that day it was different. They came in a deep silence from different directions towards me. And carefully they pressed their big gentle heads against my body. One of them held his head against my chest, and the other two were holding their heads against the side and my back. We stood there for a few minutes, just being there together, just surrendering to the whole experience, and not moving. And on that moment, I felt so much warmth and support from them. They just gave me what I needed at that moment. And that was incredible and beautiful and magical. I was able to cry and let it all out because I was very, very sad. And afterwards, I became calmer. The donkeys didn't know that my dog passed away, but what they could feel was the sadness, my sadness, and the dark place I was in that moment. The support of my animals opened my heart. I felt seen and accepted for who I am. And we, from that moment, I felt even a more deeper connection with these amazing animals. I saw where they were able to. And that was also the moment that a belief in me started to grow, a belief in the donkeys. I'm too hurry. So the last years, I work as a psychologist in a clinic for mental health. And what I've experienced is that many of my clients live too much in their head. Most of the people I have treated lost connections with their feelings, and something that remains a challenge for myself as well, because I am also a human being growing up in a rational and problem-solving world. Um, I used to study law, and while I was doing that, my body said, "No, no, this is not for me." But my mind told me something different. My mind said, "Keep on pushing on. You have to accomplishment this." And I think I found some sort of safety and comfort in living in my head. And I realized that at the end of the day, it didn't make me happy. And when I started working as a psychologist, I often saw doing my clients, or I saw my clients doing the exact same thing. They kept themselves in a story they are not happy in, and they avoided looking at the feelings and making real changes in their lives. So when I came in contact with my donkeys, my body and my mind both said yes, yes. And I noticed from the first time how it feels to have a genuine connection with an open heart. The donkeys showed this with their high levels of sensitivity. They react to my tensions, my blockage, my feelings, and there is no way I can escape from them and myself. Donkeys react to the scars and the energy that the body carries. So donkeys are very sensitive animals and very social. They live together in herds, and they only have one mission. And the mission is everybody in the group has to be safe. In order to survive, they have to be in full contact with the body and have awareness about what is going on in the present moment. So when dangerous comes up, they have to know if they can fight or flight as a group, because they group animals. And they use the sensitivity to accomplish this by screening the energy and the tensions of the group all the time. For example, when a donkey has a stomach ache, the group tries to help the donkey and release the tensions by touching the belly. And the touch of the donkey helps the energy flow again instead of getting stuck. So we people usually feel stuck when we keep emotions in, and the emotions can cause a blockage. They can block something in our body, and the energy is not flowing anymore. So for the herd of the donkeys, this means that they become weak and they're not able to fight or flee anymore and become safe. So that is why donkeys do their best to help each other. And the same principle happens when you bring a person and a donkey together in the same field. The donkey reacts in the present moment to the thoughts and the feelings of the person, so the energy the person is carrying. And donkeys don't react to your coping. So you can put up a smile, but if you feel different from the inside, they will sense it. So let me give you an example about this. A man came to me and a colleague for a session with the donkeys. And in the field, the donkeys started to show a lot about what was possibly going on. And I could read this in the donkey because my role is to read the donkey and the behavior he showed and share this with the client. So a couple of times the donkey lay down at the ground, and several times he was rolling, and I could felt that there was a very heavy energy. I translate what it could mean, but the man said, "No, I don't recognize anything." But the donkey was clear, and he kept on showing again and again and again. And the man said, "Oh, yeah, there's nothing big's going on in my life right now." And then I really liked it about this story. The other donkeys were standing in the field next to us. They came and they started to do the exact same thing as the donkey in the field. So after a while, the donkey in the field with the man started to dig a hole with his hoof, and that could mean that there was something deeper going on. So shortly after, the donkey showed strange, almost funny moves and faces, and he kept his high head and his tongue out of his mouth. And then the man said, "I recognize this. this is my mask, and I wear this to hide myself and my true feelings. And I do it right now also. So in my life, I always wear that mask, and I smile, and I'm not showing my pain. So that was nice that the donkey kept on showing, and he was touched because he said the donkey keeps on going, and a lot of people usually give up already, and then I could be with my coping. So then a story came about losing his unborn child and the pain that he still felt. Keeping on the mask was the most easy way out for him. So doing this, he became increasingly distant from himself and his feelings. So the donkey helped him acknowledge this, which was also the first step to create more space for this man. He recognized what was going on, and it was the beginning of acceptance too. So you can not fool them, and that makes working with a donkey amazing. When people get in touch with real sensations in their body, then the donkey reacts, by example, for chewing or yawning. You see it also here on this picture. And this is a way of helping the person to release and to find more relaxation. And at that same moment when the donkey is doing this, and the person is aware of his body and the sensations in the body, they will feel a change in the body as well. So working with my donkeys means that he is the therapist and I am the co-therapist. So my role is to watch very closely and to translate the client what the behavior of the donkey possibly can mean. I also have to ask the client the right questions. So that's also a thing I have to do. And the cooperation between the donkey and me will encourage somebody to self-reflect. And the self-reflect is a very important part because the client needs to be open and have the willing to reflect. So mostly we start at the surface, and often deep layers will be touched, like the example I just gave to you. The reaction of the donkeys can give people a confirmation, mirroring. So they show something and a person recognizes that, can give insights. And therefore, it can create more awareness and give directions to somebody's life. Here there's also another picture where you see that we also can work with a lot of tools. And the donkey goes to the stuff where they sense the most energy. Sometimes people come to insights even a few days later. So these insights need time to sink in, and people also become, in a lot of cases, more aware of their own behavior. And they're going to recognize it in the daily life. And also to be more in contact with your body and to have more body awareness can make that a few days later you have more insights. So let me give you another example, and that's about the woman in this picture. It soon became clear that she had possibly trouble with gardening her boundaries, and that she surrendered herself to the will of others. When clients get insights from a donkey, it will be so much more powerful than when they have the insights by a therapist. So we asked her to mark a physical boundary in the field, and she could use some wooden beams. And you see that in the picture as well. So she made a triangle and she stood in it. And the donkey first play a little bit with the beams, and you can see that also in the picture. But what happened then, yeah, I love to share that with you, because what happened then is that the donkey stepped with his whole body into her space. And the space was too small for her and the donkey. So what she did is she stepped aside, and she was not in her own space anymore, but the donkey was. So she looked at that, and she looked at the donkey, and she said, yeah, you know, this is so a recognizable pattern in my life. And she started to cry. And she shared that the donkey gave her the insight that she also allows people to cross her boundaries easily, like the donkey did, because she didn't make any noise, or she didn't push him away. And that's what happened in her daily life as well. So she never communicated about it and about her own boundaries. She just let it happen. And at that moment, when she recognized that, and she was in that feeling, the donkey came up behind her back, and then he gave her a push, and she came in motion. And that was what she needed. She needed a little encouragement to talk about her boundaries. And as you see, there is also a direct interaction between the donkey and the client. And that's, yeah, the clearest message ever. So I love this session so much. And I can talk about it the whole day, but we're not going to do that. So let me show you another aspect of the donkeys. Here you see a picture of me and my donkey Igor. And one of my favorite holidays is to go on a hike with my partner and my donkey. And usually we take Igor with us. And Igor encouraged me to be fully present in the moment and to be mindful. I learned that walking with a donkey isn't about the destiny and how many miles you will make at the day, but it's about the journey itself and the full experience at that time. Hurry, pressure, or being stuck in your head will make it unpredictable for a donkey. And then often there was a big chance that he will stop and not continue the walk. So people often relate stopping from the donkey to stubbornness. They say, oh, he's so stubborn. But there was a big chance that the donkey sensed something in us, which makes it unpredictable for him to walk. It could be your own restless, it could be your own impatience that stops him. So in order to cooperate with the donkey, I need to be fully in the moment and not living in my thoughts. So otherwise the donkey will not move and Igor will not move. So I learned something from Igor. That's, I think, the first message when you walk with the donkey is check in with myself. Do I live in the here and now? Another possibility is that the donkey sees or senses something in the environment. Here I also have a picture of me and Igor, and that was on a road trip in France, another area. And yeah, also then when they see something in the environment, they can force you to stop. So message 2 I learned from my eagle friend is to use my senses. When I see that eagle stops, I see it as an invitation, and an invitation to grow my ears to donkey ears, to open my eyes, and to use my senses. And yeah, often it will surprise you. It surprised me what I saw. Yeah, I like this picture a lot. I get a warm feeling from that when I look to it. So since I started to walk with my donkeys, I became much more aware of the surroundings and the beauty of the nature. And when the coast is safe in me and in the environment, then Eagle will hit the road again. So I personally learned from him that I also need more time to stand still and slowing down a bit in my daily wash. Only then I'm in full contact with myself. And I think that a lot of people will recognize this. So this learning is something what can also encourage clients to create more awareness as well. And walking with a donkey, it's also so much more fun than walking on your own. Let me give you an example from a young man. And walking. So I walked with a young man, and he kept on talking about all kinds of problems and how he would solve them. And he was talking. So yeah, he was fully in his head, and he didn't had any form of contact with the donkey. He was even walking in front of the donkey, so he couldn't see the donkey at all. And then the donkey said, yeah, I have to do something better. Or he didn't say it, but he went to eat some grass. And the young man first kept on talking, and he tried to pull the donkey extremely hard and get on. He was still talking, and yeah, to pull a donkey extremely hard. That's without success, of course, because the donkey won't move. And the man became frustrated, and he became annoyed, and he even became a little mad. He said, yeah, that stupid donkey has to come. And we talked about it. Say, do you recognize this in your life? And yeah, he recognized it actually in his life, because he wants that people do what he wants. And when people don't do what he wants, he will make them to, and he will force them. And that was exactly what happened with the donkey. So I invited the young man to get in touch with his body and feel the sense in his body, feel the madness, feel that he was annoyed, and how it is to be annoyed, and to be aware of this, and also to be aware of the breathe, and then make real contact with the donkey and the moment we are in. So it was difficult for the boy, and it took a while, but after a while he could invite the donkey with the intention from his heart and not from his mind to walk with him. And after a time waiting, the donkey was willing to walk with him, and while they were walking, they were connected for a while, because he still had to learn some things. So another way to work with the donkey is Asinotherapy. This is a picture of a colleague and friend of mine and her donkey. And the Asinotherapy, that's a therapy where somebody can be placed on the back of the donkey in different positions. And in that way, tensions can be released. So because the donkeys are very calm and down to earth, they are extremely suitable for this. And this form of therapy, the Asinotherapy, we use a lot for children. But my own experience shows that it is also effective for adults. And here I have a picture of myself and Igor, but that's how you can lie the people on the back of Igor or another donkey, and you become fully relaxed. Also for people with trauma who carries a lot of pain and physical tensions in their body, this way of therapy can be a way to relax a little and release some of the heavy tensions they have. They can experience what it is like to be carried by an animal for a while and to surrender, which give the clients a sense of, I don't have to do this all by myself. So it's very beautiful to see what happens then. And don't forget how it is to cuddle the donkeys and the cuddling sessions and to play with them. Donkeys are extremely curious and they are so willing to make social contacts with us humans. They can provide comfort and support at time without the need for wasting too many words. So in the clinic, I met a lot of clients that had lost trust by judgmental people and sad circumstances, and therefore they don't believe in people anymore or in themselves anymore. So donkeys are not judgmental at all, and you can feel that in the interaction with them. They don't care about the clothes you wear, and they don't care about if you're old or young, male, female. You can be completely yourself, just like they are being their complete selves. And that's what they also want, to meet your real self. So I like this picture also a lot. A meeting with the donkey is a meeting with your authentic self, because that's the only thing the animals want to know, like what is going on in you, and can we be together, and are we safe together, and if you're not, they will help you. Okay, so I would like to give another example, and the example is about the donkey in the picture here, you see. So a boy, and you see the boy also on the picture in the right side, a young boy came to visit the donkeys, and this boy was about 10 years old, diagnosed with autism. And when he met my donkey named Joey, and that's the most massive one, he went straight towards him. And the boy sat on the ground for half an hour, and Joey just stood at his side, was not leaving him. They were there just for half an hour, just together. And that was so beautiful to see, because without words, they had a strong connection. And at the end, the boy came to me and he said, I had an incredible and amazing time. I liked it so much. So the next time the boy came again, And we went for a walk with a small group of people, and he took the same donkey, Joey, and he walked with him behind the group, just the two of them by themselves. And they were totally calm, and they didn't need anybody or anything. They were, together. And Joey unconditionally accept him, the little boy, for who he is, and the boy could feel that, what gave him strength. So yeah, that doesn't you don't see a lot, but actually you see a lot, and there happens a lot. It's about the whole connection. Yeah. So during the last years, there has been more scientific interest in the use of. Oh, I go too fast. I'm sorry. There are more scientific interest in the use of animals in the mental health. But we are still at the beginning. There was already some work done with horses. And therapy with horses, but also the sensitivity and the power of the donkey is slowly being seen more and more. And I hope today I give you a small impression of what they are capable to, and how they can be part of the healing process in the humans. In healthcare, we often work with strict protocols, but I believe that there are more ways to work with people. And the donkeys, they show us that there was so much more to experience. I believe that they really help to heal, because they support people in meeting their authentic self. So time is running out. But I cannot finish without mention the unique and the powerful sound of these animals, the braying. Probably all know the braying, and you heard it before. So they each sing a song in their own way, and they all have a different sound, his own sound. So a donkey brace moves something in me. It touched my soul every day when I go to take care of my donkeys, and I walk there and I hear them sing for me. For that moment, I feel so happy, and I feel so seen, and they show themselves also to me. So please experience yourself what it does with you when you hear a donkey. So I have a short video clip, and to end also. And this is Peppy, and I filmed it when I went to the herd, and I saw Peppy, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna give a talk about how you guys, my friends, can have a healing effect on humans. And I have to do it in English, what is very exciting for me, and I'm also a little bit anxious about. And this was his answer. So that's the gift from a donkey, to bring you all a smile. And I hope you liked it. And thank you everybody for watching.
Thank you very much, Andy. Wow, it brought a big smile on my face. And even though I was watching from the computer screen, I already felt super connected and fell in love with your donkeys. It's beautiful what kind of impact donkeys can have. And you have many participants also, I saw in this lecture. And what I would like to say to the participants is that there is a Q&A. You see that in your screen when you go down with your cursor. Next to participants, you see Q&A. And if you have any questions to Sandy about the donkeys, feel free to ask them, and then I can ask them to Sandy. Um, it Thanks a lot for doing this. And I think you brought a big smile to many faces, and that they really carry your donkeys in their heart now. I was wondering, Sandy, where can we find you? Because I guess we all want to experience this connection and this time with donkeys.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so as you said in the beginning, I am now I'm gonna work for All My Mood, so probably we will do it there. And yeah, I also want to have my own company. So yeah, probably next year you will find me also in Zwier or in Elslo with a colleague of mine with the Ezel Avontuur. We do also a lot of sessions together. We work together with yeah, for people. So if you're interested, you yeah, can ask a session there.
Okay. I already see some reactions in the Q&A, and big compliments for you, Sandy, about the inspirational lecture from these magnificent creatures, and great story and pictures. And also people that say, I experienced this with my dog too.
Yeah,
Um, what would you
yeah.
what is your wish for the future? What would you like to establish for the future with the donkeys?
Um, yeah, I hope that, like I said, that in the healthcare, we can use them more to give awareness about some yeah other things of ourselves because they so pure. And I saw someone said also the dog you experienced with the dog. I think it's a lot of animals are very usable to show us more about ourselves, and I think that's a perfect way to become more aware about us. And I
Mm-hmm.
hope of course that a lot of clinics yeah gonna work together with people who work already with animals.
Yeah. And what is there more to learn with the donkeys? What are things that you still would love to learn?
Yeah, for me, I'm doing a lot of educations now, and I yeah I have a lot of sessions, so I learned about. But what I also wanted to do is I don't know the English name of it, but the familieopstellingen.
Family constellations?
Yeah, family
Yeah.
constellations. You can also do that with the donkeys.
Oh,
So I would like to learn
sure.
that, and with yeah, I would like to do more with trauma and more specialize in that. Yeah.
Wow. Sandy, you get many compliments. People are deeply moved by you, by the pictures,
Yeah.
by the stories, by the donkeys, and there were also wonderful pictures. Also, one question I see here in the Q&A is, can you do something with people suffering from dementia or Alzheimer?
Um, yeah, that's not really my yeah profession. I don't have experience with that, but I think you know the cuddling and part. So when you go to the reflection part, I think yeah that's not really working. But I think the cuddling part that would be very good also for people with dementia. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Yes,
to
that was
be in contact with
yeah,
the animal.
very beautiful moment in your PowerPoint when we saw all the pictures from the children and also the people cuddling, the expression in the face, what that opened, and people, that's wonderful to see.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you. It is.
it seems a bit so many compliments are coming in that if people could throw roses at you, that they would do that. Also, yeah, happy to work
Uh,
together with you. Heart, eye and heart opening, great lecture, and we learned a lot from you.
uh,
Yeah. Also, another question is people are wondering if you give theme days with your donkeys, so a certain day with the donkeys, because then people would like to join and participate. So,
Okay.
I'm not sure if you have that.
Good, good. That's a nice idea. Yeah, as I said, I work together with a colleague, and we now at this moment we're making a program for people with trauma. But yeah, I think that would be a nice idea to do also an open day for people who are interested. So yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna talk with her about it. So
Also,
thank you.
maybe a day with all sorts of people that
Yeah, yeah, of
everyone.
course. Yeah, of course, because it it is for everyone.
Yeah.
It yeah, it does something to you. Maybe it's they show you something where you're not aware of, or maybe it's just to be seen to them and cuddle or have a nice walk, or yeah, it's amazing to work with these animals.
Yeah, if I talk for myself, I often experience also in how the world is nowadays that it's fast, and I go from one thing to the other thing, and I work in a fast pace, and sometimes I really go to my head as well. And if I saw the pictures, especially with the cuddling or laying on top of the donkey and holding the donkey, that's very heart opening to see, even just from a picture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
so
Yeah.
imagine how it is in
Yeah.
real life.
So now you see the pictures, but when you see it happen in real, you also can feel the whole energy. That's when I work with the donkey, and like the man in the first example I told you about. Um, he that there was it felt so heavy, the energy was so heavy, and first he was in his coping and said, no, there was nothing, I'm feeling fine. But you can feel the energy of the animal, you can feel it in your own body. So for me as coach, that's also an important part.
Yeah, so you also really have to connect with yourself and give back to the person standing in the field what you experience, what you
Yes,
feel that's moving within your own body. Yeah,
yes.
that's also a very interesting experience as a coach.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it is, and they show me like, yesterday I was walking with one of my donkeys, and I felt insecure about giving this talk because it's in English, and I was walking with my donkey and my insecureness, and he keep on pushing me like, okay, come on, you can do it, you can do it. And afterwards, I
But
felt
you
really
have to,
calm.
but you also have to be strong then at that moment. You can't walk little and insecure, and so the
Yeah,
dog keeps on pushing you
yeah,
till you go to your stronger side.
yeah, yeah.
That's hilarious that they feel that and that they give you that gentle push that you need at that moment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And also to be aware of what happening in what is happening in your body, because we how older we get, how more we're gonna live in our heads, and how further
Yeah.
we get from further, yeah, how further we get moved from our body language and our body sensations, and they in full contact with their body sensations all the time. So
Yeah, so also the spontaneity is great that you can play with the donkeys or that you can hear the braying, which I guess it made me laugh when I hear
uh, I'm
you
happy to
play.
hear that, Fleur.
Yeah. Um, Also, one question for people who looked in a bit late. You can see this webinar, you can see it later on a YouTube channel of Oh My Mood. You can see it on the website of the International Mental Health Festival and on Facebook. So you can for sure watch it back many times again if you like to see the pictures, the stories, or hear the braying maybe before you go to sleep or something, then you could look back to that. Another question for you, Sandy. Did you also experience a case where the donkey responded by, for instance, running away? in case of an extreme form of trauma, so that the donkey really had a flight reaction?
No, no. I think it's one of the important things is that when you work with donkeys and trauma, I think they're very suitable for it because actually they the first reaction to danger is not to flight but to fight. That's a difference between donkeys and horses because they come from rocky areas and they cannot run. So first the donkey stands still when it gets when there was a lot of tents, and he can look and he thinks, okay, what do I have to do now? So when you work with trauma and there was a lot of heavy tents, they would stand still. So that makes it that makes working with a donkey predictable. And I no, I didn't saw that I run away for people yet.
So if the person with trauma experiences extreme tendency to run away, a flight reaction, and the
Mhm.
donkey stands still and focuses and makes eye contact, what does that do with a person?
Yeah, what you probably will see is that so the standing still, it doesn't mean that he freeze at all, but he can be looking like this, very alert on the
Mhm.
environment. Yeah, and that is something a person can recognize then. Like I said, I think
So
of
the person sees the mirror of their own reaction because
yeah,
the
that's
donkey doesn't
possible.
look in all directions.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, yeah, that's possible. And so when you do the Asinotherapy, so somebody lying on the back of the donkey, yeah, I think they may be more suitable than horses to do that because they, yeah, they're more quiet.
Because the horses have the tendency more to run away, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when they hear something, they totally run, and the donkey gets is standing still and very alert. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I hope that answered the question. I don't know who was.
I will see. I guess it did. um,
Okay.
Also, more compliments for you. Questions about if people can rent a donkey for the weekend. I can imagine people really want to do that. And connection for the weekend. And friend Jared says, "I'm happy the donkey pushed you, Sandy."
uh, Thank you.
And people are going to spread the word. I hope people are also going to spread the praying and
Yes.
towards the healing effect of the donkeys. Um, so you can say that we can learn from donkeys that as long as it is authentic, there's nothing to be scared of.
Yeah, that's a nice said. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that is what they really like. They want to know. Yeah, can you be your real you, your pure you? So
Yeah.
yeah,
So we really learn from the donkeys that we don't have to be scared for our emotions and what comes up.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they can also be to help you to accept and to go to also the dark places or feelings we don't want to feel. We use our coping, but they, yeah, the coping is unpredictable for them because they feel that your head and your heart is not on the same line. Um, yeah, so they really want to be to encourage us to be in full contact with ourselves, if it's if we feel good or when we feel sad or when we feel angry, it doesn't matter what, but they want to know that it's real, or that they want to encourage you to be in the real contact. Yeah.
That's amazing. I wish for many people that they can experience the contact with animals again, like how you experience it. And it touched me to see your picture also in France, I guess it was, that you were walking when you were standing next to the donkey. And I really hope you can bring this to the people.
Oh, thank you.
To,
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
yes. Well, thanks a lot for your amazing talk, and also showing these wonderful pictures with us, and that we could sense it a little bit with you, what you
Yeah.
experience. And we really hope to hear from you more often.
Yeah, thank you. That's
Yeah,
nice, Fleur, that you
make
say
this
that.
bigger.
Yeah, I'm just at the beginning with my donkey, so
Yeah.
I hope this is a first start to to make new steps. So, and I want to thank everybody also for listening, and for the compliments and everything. Thank you. I feel supported. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, then we're going to closure. Well, I wish for everyone to have a nice Saturday. Enjoy the sunny weather, and Sandy, hope to see you soon, and hear more from you and the
Yeah.
dunk.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.